Hello my beautiful angels, welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel Palacios and today we're going to be talking about how to begin a self-love journey. Now, it doesn't matter if you're single, in a relationship, whatever your relationship status is, you know, on this channel, we're not defined by our relationship status. Whether you are married or in a committed relationship or single, it doesn't matter. Everyone should have a basis and a foundation of self-love, because from this relationship that we have with ourselves, every other relationship is basically built upon that. So if we don't have a good foundation of self-love, often our other relationships in our life, whether with friends, with family, with our significant other, will suffer. Now, I don't think I've mentioned this a lot on YouTube, but if you guys have a specific question for me, whether it's about your journey, whether it's about the law of attraction or your relationships, go to my website, Taking Back Your Power, click on Ask Isabel, and you can submit a question either to be answered here on my YouTube channel or in private through email. Go check it out and you can get an in-detail consultation with me about your specific problem. So before I get into this video, I just wanted to get into crystals a little bit because I get asked all the time, and I think I'm going to do this the beginning of my videos from now on just to help you guys who are starting with crystals or want to know more about crystals. I haven't done a crystal video in a long time, so I think it'll probably be easier if I show you guys the crystals that are best for the topic at hand. So for today, self-love and just love in general, here are the crystals I would recommend. So the top crystal I would say is the best for love, even promoting self-love, for manifesting love, romantic relationships, and just having more love in your life is, of course, rose quartz, which is this beautiful, light, very, very fun energy. I love what rose quartz does. So you can wear it around your neck as a necklace. This is actually part of a necklace I had. You can use it during meditation or visualization, and you can just carry one in your pocket just to have that love vibration with you. You could also sleep with this under a pillow, and legend has it, when you sleep with this under your pillow, you will dream of your soulmate. So rose quartz. Now, another great crystal that's a bit underrated when it comes to the love category is rhodochrosite or rhodonite. Now, this is actually a very small rhodochrosite piece that I used to wear around my neck. So you can see it's like a little pendant, and it's really good for healing, especially love trauma or sexual trauma or anything like that. Helps you bring things up to the surface so that you can address them and heal from them. So it's a really, really deep healing crystal, especially for love. And if you've had difficulty in relationships in the past, this is a great healing crystal to have. I wish I had a larger piece, but it's not a very popular crystal. I need to get another one. And one of my personal favorites, which probably would not be said to be a love crystal, is angelite. And it's actually this beautiful, I just love, it's like a periwinkle blue, one of my favorite colors. And this one is a puffed heart that I got on Etsy. I get a lot of crystals on Etsy, for those of y'all wondering. And I take this with me everywhere, on trips, everywhere, and it helps promote peace, which I believe peace and love are on the same frequency. And it's just a great piece to have and connect with your angels and connect with that loving energy of the universe. Now, this next one is another heart-shaped, which I think any crystal that is heart-shaped is great in promoting love. So selenite is actually the stone of the moon, and I use this on full moons for meditation and things like that. And I love using anything in a heart shape, helps promote love and feelings of love and manifesting love. But I love selenite because to me the moon is very romantic. The moon is very loving, very peaceful, very calm. So using selenite is very powerful in raising your vibration into the vibration of love. And we all know that crystals are living, basically growing beings that grew in caves and different, rock formations. So whatever energy or frequency you put into it is what it will amplify. So a lot of quartz or selenite are really great for amplification. I have a lot of selenite actually on my bookshelf too. It's one of my favorite crystals because it just has such a nice cleansing energy. It's also great for cleansing. So if you go on a bad date, just use some selenite all over you. All right, that's enough crystal talk. Let's get into the video. All right, so step one on a self-love journey is to stop the negative self-talk. talk. This is the thing, is often we wait for praise outside of us when we're very lacking in self-esteem or self-love or self-confidence. And we wait for that praise to kind of give us that boost that we need. But what we often forget is that the words and the way we think about ourselves and the actions that we take towards ourselves are what create the foundation of how we feel about ourselves in our life. So instead of saying things like, I'm so stupid, I don't deserve love, I'll never have this, I'm not worthy, that person is too good for me, I'm not good enough for this person, there must be something wrong with me because I'm single, or I keep attracting the wrong kind of partners, or instead of saying all these things and perpetuating the same story and the same narrative, you can start changing your story and your beliefs and your whole vibration by simply changing your inner dialogue. Anytime you feel like saying self-deprecating humor, and I deal with a lot of things with humor, but if you feel like you specifically deal with low self-esteem or low confidence, or you feel lonely, or you feel sad or detached from yourself or from the universe, it's probably a sign that you need to start being your own biggest supporter and talking to yourself positively and upliftingly. Is that a word? So you may start to change and formulate a new story that is conducive to self-love. So start saying things like, I am worthy of love. I am lovable. I am enough. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am capable. I am in love with life. Love is the frequency in which I live my life. And just changing those words. So the moment that you say something negative about yourself, or you think something negative about yourself, don't try to force it and push it away. Instead, pause and you say, I forgive myself for my thoughts, I forgive myself for my past, I forgive myself for the negativity, I forgive myself for accepting less than I deserve, and I'm going to instead choose love, choose compassion, choose forgiveness. Everything's a choice, guys. We can literally shift our focus into something positive, and that is how we raise our vibration in the moment. In that moment where you have a negative thought or a negative word, or you maybe speak badly about other people, which stop the negative talk in general, the complaining about life or other people, the complaining or talking negatively, the gossip, stopping that completely. And in the moment you do it, catching yourself and saying, I forgive myself for that. I am learning, I'm trying my best, I'm growing, and then automatically shift into a higher vibrational thought or higher vibrational word or feeling. A great book that emphasizes this is Super Attractor by Gabrielle Bernstein, which is where I learned that we can literally in that moment just choose the higher frequency, choose the higher vibration, especially when it comes to ourselves and our life. Tip number 2 is to practice forgiveness. I talked about this a little bit, but forgiving ourselves for our past and our past mistakes is the way that we grow, because we've all done things in the past. We've all done things that we're not happy about, or that frankly, we look back and we're like, oh my God, I've done them myself. And what I do is, instead of beating myself up about the past, because we can't change the past, and one thing I learned from Stoicism is that we shouldn't try to or waste energy on things that are outside of our control, which are other people's actions, other people's words, other people's thoughts, and the past, because we can't control those things. So there's no point in trying to go and fix them or change them or beat ourselves up about it. So what's really important is that we don't hold on to anger or resentment, that we release them. Not only are these lower vibrational frequencies, but when we hold anger or resentment towards ourselves or towards other people or things of the past, we are blocking our blessings, and we are literally living in the past instead of forgiving it, letting it go, say I'm learning through this process, and then moving forward into the future. That is how we practice forgiveness. Now, yes, it can be a little difficult to practice forgiveness. I know, I've been there, and I know a lot of you have too. But honestly, guys, if you have anger, resentment towards a person, maybe an ex or somebody who did you wrong in the past, it's only hurting you more than it's hurting them. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. So any of those bad energies, you have to just let them go. Let them go with grace, compassion, love. Remember, shame and guilt are really low vibrational frequencies. I used to feel a lot of guilt because a lot of people made me feel guilt for just being myself or choosing to do what was right for me or what felt right for me in that moment. And often what we have to understand is when we make decisions, especially in the past, we often made decisions that we thought were the best for us in the moment, and maybe they didn't pan out so good in the future. But that's okay, at least we learn from them. We have to believe in redemption and being able to move forward with our life so we can grow. We all do bad things or went through bad things and stuff in the past so that we could change and we could grow and we could ascend and we could evolve. Ask others for forgiveness if you wronged somebody in the past, but forgiveness is so healing. And often when we're in a self-love journey, we have to heal. A lot of us have to heal. I had to go through a huge healing journey in 2019, and now I feel free to just love and be in love, and it's the most beautiful thing. We don't have to continue the stories of our past if we don't want to, if they were hurting us, if they destroyed us, or we got into a really negative place. It's not your story anymore. You can change your story right now by just forgiving yourself and forgiving others for their past. Tip number 3 is to set boundaries. Now, I learned a lot about boundaries from Terry Cole. She's on YouTube. You can check her out. I'll put her link to her channel down below. She also has a lot of great stuff on her Instagram, so I will link that down below. And also the holistic psychologist, who also has great content here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. So what I learned about these two incredible women is that we have to set boundaries, especially if we've been hurt or going through a healing journey or just a self-love journey. We have to set boundaries with friends, with family members, with our partner, and most importantly, people we're dating, because often we have, especially a lot of women, we kind of have this self-sacrificing part of us. Women or men, doesn't matter. We've been conditioned to be self-sacrificing and put our needs on the back burner to make others like us more or to feel more lovable or feel more worthy, and that's not true. Setting boundaries is about knowing if we're being codependent in love, and codependency is not about being always wanting to be near somebody or always wanting to be attached to somebody or always wanting to be around people. That's just natural love. When we're in love with somebody, we always kind of want to be around them. But codependency is when we go out of our way to go and fix the lives of the people we love or the people we care about and not letting them take dominion or responsibility over their own life. And a lot of people who are in toxic relationships or people who are in relationships with others who struggle with addiction or even parents tend to do this, where they overexert themselves and don't take care of their own lives first and instead go take care of the lives of children or whoever it may be. And that's where you have to set boundaries. Decide what you will allow in this connection or in this relationship and what you won't allow, the things that might trigger something in you, especially if you're healing. You don't want to date somebody who actively does drugs and drinks alcohol and gambles and does things like this, because in the past you were in those types of relationships and they only led to destruction of yourself. So deciding what you want in a partner, in your friendships, in your relationships, anywhere, especially at work. And boundaries can be as simple as, I'm not going to tolerate when somebody speaks to me in a loud voice. I'm not going to tolerate when somebody doesn't listen to my needs. I'm not going to tolerate when somebody curses at me or uses profanity around me. There's levels to boundaries, and boundaries are not about shutting yourself away and trying to protect yourself and shutting off your heart and being in this place of lack or fear, scarcity. It's about saying, I know what I'm worth and I know what I am worthy of, and I know that I am worthy of care and compassion and forgiveness and safety and comfort, and I'm not going to tolerate anything less than that. And I'm the type of person, when somebody disrespects me or shows me that they don't value me, I remove myself from the equation, and I don't belittle or berate them or get angry with them, but I tell them, hey, I'm sorry, this situation or this relationship is not working, I have to move on. And those are boundaries, and they can be loving boundaries, they can be compassionate boundaries, they can be respectful boundaries. Boundaries is not like, I'm gonna cut everybody off, I'm gonna burn all these. No, we're not doing it out of resentment or anger or fear. We're doing it out of love, and especially love for ourselves. Tip number 4 is to go easier on yourself. Now, I know that a lot of us, especially here in the United States, we're very much in that work mode of having to do everything perfect, and being hard on ourselves often stems from the fear that we felt as a child or in our youth, especially if we were in a relationship with a parent or a significant other where they would yell at us or chastise us if we didn't do something right. So in order for us to limit that exposure to that negative stimulus, we would have to kind of create this narrative of perfectionism around our lives and around everything we do. And we have to do everything perfect, or else we'll be really hard on ourselves. So it's important that you realize, what am I doing in my daily life that is kind of that fear from the past. Because a lot of people out there are just so paralyzed by fear and what they're doing that they go really hard on themselves. Thus, they're so hard on themselves and they start being hard on other people. But when you take a step back, go easy on yourself, especially when you fail at something or something doesn't work out, instead of going straight into that, I hate myself, I need to change who I am, I need to do all these things. Instead of going straight into that, say, I'm doing the best I can. I'm going to be loving and compassionate and understanding about who I am, instead of going straight into the, oh my God, I'm such a loser, I'm such a failure, I need to work harder. Remember, your worth is not about your productivity. Your worth is not from your bank account, how much money you earn, the success in your business, your success at work, amount of hours that you work. That's just the way our society has made us think, that we are only worthy if we are actively productive or actively doing stuff. But as spiritual beings, as divine beings, we have to take a step back and realize we're here in this temporary life here on this physical planet, and one day we're going to go to a non-physical place, to another place. Take it for what it is. We made a mistake, forgive ourselves, move on. Don't overwork yourself. That's not self-love. Self-love is knowing when to take breaks, when to rest, and when to work, when to relax, and when to create. And we have to have compassion with ourselves, especially if we are working towards a goal. Always, because your energy is going to be a lot better when it's in flow, when it's in love, when it's in a high vibration, versus if it's all over the place and chaotic, kind of like a cup of coffee kind of energy. Relaxed and in flow. Being relaxed and in flow is the perfect vibration for love. Everything just comes to you more easily and more smoothly. We have to get rid of this whole narrative that the more we push and the more we force, the more successful or happy or fulfilled we'll be. Because often we'll realize that that's not really the case. Tip number 5 is to do everything with love. And this is probably the easiest thing to do in the world. It's like when you're making breakfast in the morning, say, I'm making this with love. All the spices, all the condiments, everything I do with love. We're so used to being in autopilot and kind of all over the place, taking on the energies external to us that might be low vibrational, that might not be the best kind of energies. So we have to start being really mindful with everything we do. So like right now, I'm filming this video and I'm talking with you guys and I'm putting in the intention of love. You know, I even wore my heart earrings here and my heart necklace, the pink lighting and the red roses, which are, they're dying. But anything that you might do, set the intention of love. When you're doing your skincare routine, say, I love my skin. Use positive affirmations, which I do have a self-love and beauty affirmations video for you guys to check out. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. You can do it while you're doing your skincare routine or doing your makeup or doing all these things. And being submerged in love, and also the way you treat people. You know, smile at strangers, be kind to people. Don't feel like you always have to be fighting. Even if you live in a city that's crowded and full of people and people are just rushing by to get through, you don't have to take on the energies of the outside world. You choose the energy that you want to be in. So if there's a lot of people around you being negative and mean, you know that you're more powerful than that. Those low vibrational frequencies, you are more powerful than anything happening external to you. So always choose love, doing everything with love and setting the intention. From the moment that you wake up, say, my heart is open, it's softened, it's free. I'm just gonna love today. Whether you have an argument or confrontation with someone, always approach it with love. You're gonna see that when you do everything with love, it just works. It just works out, I promise you. So anything you do, just do it with love. And if you're stuck making a decision, ask yourself, how can I most lovingly make the best decision in this moment? And you're gonna see everything just kind of flows to you. It's the highest vibration, it's the highest frequency. And you can do this at any time, not just in February around Valentine's Day. And finally, tip number 6 is know you are lovable. You are worthy of love. You deserve love. And I don't just mean in a romantic relationship or anything like that. Knowing your worth is what will attract good people to you. Good circumstances, good opportunities will repel anything that does not match that frequency of love. Worthiness, deserving, and it's as easy as knowing this, guys. Know that your external circumstances, so whatever's going around in your life right now, the people in your life, the amount of money you have in your bank account, your GPA, whatever's happening external to you does not define your worth. We're taught, we're conditioned this. We have to be in a relationship to be worthy of love, which so many people have this limiting belief, and it's insane to me, but it's as easy as deciding, I am lovable, I am worthy, I am enough as I am right now. And the idea that you have to be any other way than exactly how you are right now is just that fear and scarcity mindset, the ego, trying to control and mitigate everything and decide for you. But you are your higher self. Your higher self is within you, always guiding you. Your higher self is always confident. It's always in that high vibration. So in order to connect with your higher self, you just have to tell yourself, I am worthy. I am enough. I deserve to be here. I deserve to have this. I deserve love. And you're going to see that those blocks that you might have had, those limiting beliefs that you might have had about love or relationships or anything in your life will start to dissipate. We often put things up high on a pedestal like a relationship. We tell ourselves it's so hard to be in a relationship. It's so hard to find true love nowadays. It's so hard. It's so hard. We put it up really high or exalt it and make it so difficult that it's hard for us to manifest that. You are that divine being on a throne. I don't care if you're male or female. You are the divine, beautiful frequency of love. You are. That's your natural state. Knowing this, you are worthy. You are exactly who, what, and where you need to be in this life. It's not about the way you look. It's not about the way you dress. It's not about any of these things. It's just being yourself and accepting yourself exactly the way that you are, and knowing that you exactly the way you are deserving. You are beautiful. And sometimes we have to change habits within our lives and get rid of bad habits and old habits that aren't serving you to thus build good habits, and replacing bad habits with good, beautiful habits that are going to help you feel better about yourself, help you feel better in spirit, mind, and body. And sometimes we have to make those changes, not to change ourselves, but change our beliefs. We are the sum of the choices and the actions we make every day. So maybe to show yourself that you are worthy and deserving, commit to yourself to make positive changes, whether that's exercising out of self-love, whether that's eating better to raise your vibration to nourish your body, whether that's cutting out bad relationships that haven't been serving you, that haven't been helping you, making your bed every morning to show yourself that you deserve a clean or a positive living space to wake up in every morning and go to sleep in every night. These little actions that we take every day show ourselves, not anyone else. We don't have to have anyone else's approval or anyone else come and tell us or validate us. We have to do it to ourselves. And we do that through our actions and our words and all these things that we talked about today. But decide right now you are worthy. You deserve anything that you want. You are lovable as you are. Stop buying into the false narratives that maybe an ex told you, or a family member or somebody has told you that you don't deserve anything and that you'll never find love. That's all lies that people have told you out of scarcity, fear, and lack. You right now are choosing to change your story, go into this new, brand new world of self-love, and know that it's not selfish. It's necessary to love yourself. All right, guys, so that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and also leave me some hearts down below to spread the love, set the intention for this beautiful week. And I want you guys to know that it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. Maybe your relationship's not going so great. Whatever your situation might be, know that you're not defined by your relationship, and you can choose to be in a love frequency. And often when we're in that love frequency, our relationships get better, or maybe the wrong relationships that we have in our lives will fall off because they don't align with our truth and our true frequency of love. So let everything go with grace that's not serving you. Don't be so hard on yourself. Enjoy this week, enjoy Valentine's Day, enjoy everything, and stop feeling so pressured to be anything. We know that pressure is the opposite of love. Pressure is the opposite of being in a high vibration, of being aligned with your higher self. So don't buy into that narrative, and instead choose love at every turn. So if you like this video, subscribe, follow me on social media. All the links are always down in the description. Check out my podcast, Taking Back Your Power, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for your love and support. I love you so very much. And always remember this, my angels, no matter who you may be in this life, no matter what you may be going through, no matter what your current situation is or what your relationship status is, your true beauty, your true worth, and your true power always come from within. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video.